Today on OC News.
Palestinian protests around the U.S. continue to rise.
And the ban on TikTok is finally closing in.
Also, final sales are coming to the 99-cent stores in its final month as its store chain closes.
All of that and more coming up on OC News.
This just now in tech news. The first responder on the scene.
There's been a lot of collaborative efforts
I feel
over the
blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the Broadcast Journalism students
at Cal State Fullerton. OC News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to OC News. I'm Raven Esparza.
And I'm Kimberly Garcia. OC News is brought to you by the Broadcast Journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
Pro-Palestinian protests have continued to spread throughout the nation, including major American universities, causing school officials to take extraordinary measures. Students and faculty from universities such as Columbia, Brown, and USC have been pro-Palestinian protests emerged following last week's arrest of over 100 demonstrators at Columbia University. Students are calling for universities to separate themselves from any companies that are advancing Israel's military efforts in Gaza. Columbia University announced that it is moving to mostly hybrid classes until the end of their semester on April 29th. Brown University and USC have encampments that have been called out as against the university policies and are considered disruptions in schools' in-person learning.
The Biden administration has issued a new rule to protect the privacy of patients regarding their medical information. This rule specifically protects the privacy of those seeking reproductive health care. It prohibits the disclosure of patients' health records for investigations against providers and receivers of reproductive health care, even when they travel to another state, for procedures such as abortions, IVF, and birth control, health and human services. Secretary Xavier Becerra announced the rule and says the rule is part of an ongoing effort by the Biden administration to protect the reproductive health care access after overturning of Roe v. Wade. The rule comes at a time when 14 states have total abortion bans.
The clock may soon be running out for TikTok and its users. President Joe Biden signed a bill that gives ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese parent company, 270 days to sell or spin off the social media platform. Otherwise, it will be banned from the app stores. TikTok CEO Shu Chu said in a video that was posted on TikTok that the company could take the issue to court. The passing of this bill comes after lawmakers in both parties have said that TikTok poses a serious national security risk. They claim the Chinese government could force TikTok's owner to hand over Americans' data or use the app to spread misinformation.
As TikTok looks for a buyer, some students argue against the bill in support of the popular app's usage in social media and business. Our reporter Isaiah Lamari has the details.
Yeah, I think that was good. Yeah. It's a very powerful platform that allows, especially people in our generation, to connect with one another.
The TikTok bill. It was just signed into law by President Biden in a joint international aid package and faced quick backlash from many of the app's nearly 1 billion active users. But one demographic that a potential ban faces are the youth. From a Statista survey back in 2022, a majority of its users are teenagers or in their early 20s. One student who uses TikTok for fun and for the club PRSSA at Cal State Fullerton now have questions about social media's future.
I guess I just hope that they reconsider, and that hopefully maybe it doesn't get passed. From hearing how TikTok's CEO speaks, has spoken during these interrogations and whatnot with leaders of our government.
Now, many of the app's users who use the app for work or for business are stuck in this gray area, not knowing what to do if the app actually gets banned.
Average users who don't really create content, it shouldn't make too much of a difference. There'll be a period of transition. People who are relying on it for income stream.
Benji Gonzalez, who works as a social media manager for Titan Athletics, finds the potential ban as a concern for his job.
Essentially work with, I'm in the marketing department. We also have a Titan or an athletics communications department. Have to go, okay, well, that was my main source of income. Now I have to find something else to do. Or I have to take what I was doing there and move it over to another platform. But then that comes that, financial aspect of, I'm not going to earn as much on, YouTube Shorts, let's say.
For those who use TikTok as a job or even for fun, the TikTok bill leaves questions open for its users about where to go if the app leaves, whether it be on Instagram Reels or on Facebook. But we'll have to see if ByteDance makes a move on a sale in the coming months. I'm Isaiah Malari, reporting for OC News.
Incoming students at all CSU campuses have less to worry about this semester in their college journey. As CSU trustees alter its general education requirements, I got the chance to take a look at what they changed, and here it is. This past week, the CSU board got together and made some changes for future incoming students. One of those changes is to Title V, which is lowering the general requirements for incoming students across all Cal State campuses, including your very own Cal State Fullerton. The general requirements was originally at 39 units, but now is at 34 units, which means about 1 to 2 extra general ed classes the new students will not even have to bother with on their journey to their college degree. CSU trustees decided not only to make this general requirement the same for incoming freshmen, but also for transfer students, stating that this cites change for the opportunity to remove barriers for all undergraduates. I had a chance to talk to some of the current students today at Cal State Fullerton. Let's see what they had to say about that.
The GE requirements being lowered for future students, I feel like that would help a lot because it'll be less stressful when it comes to taking the amount of GEs. Makes them be able to focus more on their major requirements, letting them maybe finish their education even faster, like maybe a semester earlier. Who knows?
I think it'll probably help incoming freshmen. I know a lot of people in my class right now are worried about getting their GEs out of the way, so hopefully it's a positive thing and the classes that they're taking away aren't good classes that used to be required.
Students. I'm Raven Esparza, reporting for OC News.
Coming up, we have more on the closures of the 99-cent store and how the closure will be affecting shoppers.
And we will also be taking a look at our weather forecast for the rest of the week. All of that and more after the break.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Can I get the now bar, please? $1. Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
We bring you the latest on the closure of the beloved 99-cent only stores, with all locations shutting down, including 2 here in Fullerton. Residents are feeling the impact. Our reporter Cindy Solomon has the latest updates.
At a time where many are struggling to afford groceries, the announcement of the closures of the 99-cents only stores left many shoppers devastated.
You always find good deals, and it's gonna be missed, and I'm just sad, and I hope they bring it back.
Yolanda shops at the 99-cents only store often.
I usually like to come here because it's affordable. They have good bargains. I come for my produce. It's always fresh.
The company says this was a difficult decision and not the outcome they expected, but the pandemic and other economic factors left them without a choice.
Now that the 99-cents only stores are closing, shoppers will have to find another affordable place to shop.
Definitely, because already we're having a hard time already with inflation going on. And with 99 closing, it's just even going to hurt people even more.
That situation highlights the need to address food access and affordability on low-income communities. For OC News, I'm Cindy Salmeron.
April is a month worth celebrating, from Autism Awareness Month, Earth Day, and Arab American Heritage Month. Our OC News reporter AJ Yabut fills us in on what else CSUF is celebrating this month.
As a Filipina international student, I made the biggest decision of my life moving here 5 years ago. I knew that it was important to find the right school for me to be part of, not only because I care about my education, but also because I wanted to flourish as a person. I knew that in order to do that, I would have to find somewhat of a community that would connect me from my roots back home. Luckily, Cal State Fullerton has a park. Located at the heart of the Pollock Library inside the Diversity Initiative Resource Center is a park, and I got to interview one of their staff members about the services that they offer.
We're here to serve our APISA community, that being our Asian Pacific Islander, South Asian American student, or non-student, but student community here. Do a lot of things such as events and programming, and in terms of our actual programming and events, usually they're things regarding cultural education.
In May, we will be celebrating Asian American Heritage Month, but for a park, they are celebrating a month in advance.
And it's because if we celebrate it in May, we're only really gonna get half the month, you know? If we do it in April, then we have all 4+ weeks to do all these programming and events.
While I was at a park, I was able to have a conversation with some of their students on what APISA Heritage Month means to them and its importance.
It's important that we recognize the struggles that we've gone through here in America, especially since it's such a white-dominated nation.
It's just a nice reminder for folks that we exist, we have a very rich history, and we have a lot to offer, and we also, contributed to building this country, so we should get the recognition that we deserve.
This month is really dedicated to focus on that, focus on them, and encourage people to not only engage with the history and heritage, but also engage in celebrating their history and heritage.
As we near the end of APISA Heritage Month, there are still events that you could join, including the APISA Heritage Month reception happening on April 30th. And another event that you could support is Pasa Kaibigan's Philippine Culture Night happening this Saturday. This has been your resident Filipina American reporter, AJ Yabut, reporting for OC News.
Let's toss it over to the beautiful AJ Yabu with the latest updates on the weather.
Thank you so much, Kimmy. We had some very pleasant temperatures for the past couple of days. Let's take a look at today's forecast. So we started off very bright and early as we had a sunrise at 6:09 a.m. Trust me, I know, because I was up before the sunrise even was up. And currently we have a temperature of 67 degrees, and we're gonna have a low of just a little under 10 degrees lower, which is at 55 degrees. Now, we have a wind that is blowing around 5 miles per hour, so nothing really to be scared about. And we have about 60% humidity, which is actually a drop from the previous 70% humidity levels that we have over the past week. Lastly, we'll be having a sunset at 7:30 p.m., which gives us roughly over 2 hours of sunlight that we'll be having after the show. So if I were you, I'd take advantage of that golden hour, especially those of you who are trying to do grad photos. Moving on to the 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, we will be having a high of 66 degrees and a low of 56 degrees, and which is very similar to today's forecast. And on Friday, we will be having yet another partially cloudy skies with 68 degrees of a high and 52 degrees of a low. Now, hear me out. Into the coming weekend, we have some good news because it will actually be very clear skies throughout the whole weekend. However, this does mean that the temperatures will be rising. On Saturday, we will be having a high of 73 degrees and a low of 53 degrees. Moving on to Sunday, we'll be having a high of 78 degrees and a low of 50 degrees. And lastly, on Monday, we will begin the week on a very warm Monday, having a low of 54 degrees and a high of 82 degrees. Now, that's a lot warmer than we've experienced in the past couple of weeks. So if I were you, I'd kind of switch up my wardrobe. By the way, can we get a motion of the outfit? It's giving matcha. If you didn't know, it was Earth Day last Monday. And so if you were there, so did I. Now, since we're in spring and flowers are blooming, it seems that the moon too will be in bloom. We had a delightful surprise as we experienced some springtime magic. April had its second full moon of the month yesterday, which has happened to be a unique hue. The pink moon takes on several names related to changes that takes place outdoors during springtime. The full moon takes on many names like the sprouting grass moon, the egg moon. However, it's popularly known as the pink moon. According to the Farmer's Almanac in the 1930s, they say that they got the inspiration to call it the pink moon because it resembles the flower phyllox, which only blooms in spring. Unfortunately, the visibility of the moon was only limited to some of the northern hemisphere countries, and seeing it depends on the clarity of the skies. Now, that's all for me. I'm AJ Yabut, your resident weather girl here from always sunny Southern California. And remember, no matter the weather, keep it together. Back to you guys on the desk.
Thank you, AJ. A CSUF student shredded the virtual track in the e-NASCAR racing series. Ashley Grimaldo tells us more.
Logan Clampett, a Cal State Fullerton student, dominates this year's eNASCAR College iRacing Series at the Nashville Superspeedway. About 200 schools compete in every race where the top 40 times get into the main race that's broadcast and promoted for scholarship winnings. With over a decade of experience in iRacing, Clampett's dominance finally goes his way to win this year's race.
I felt pretty confident. Like I said before, it was one of my better tracks. I feel like I just have that more of an edge compared to other people at that track. So I felt pretty confident, and I practiced quite a bit for it.
Clampett's winning car displays the Titan Esports logo as he is proud to race with the Cal State Fullerton banner because it creates an abundance of new opportunities for scholarship money to go towards his education and learning.
The Titan pride is evident as TVs all across campus proudly display Logan Clampett's winning race car in his win at the eNASCAR series this year.
With the opening of the Esports Lounge in the Titan Student Union last year, the Titan Esports Club has created a unique space as well as connections to competitions and scholarships like those that Clampett has had the chance to win.
I feel like there's definitely a lot of connections. I feel like at Cal State Fullerton because I'm in the it's called Titan Esports. It's a club here at Cal State Fullerton, and they were pretty hyped up because they're not too familiar with sim racing, so it's new for them, and you get to kind of talk to people, know people, doing all these different majors and everything like that.
This student win is sure one of those that Cal State Fullerton is truly proud of. This is Ashley Grimaldo with OC News.
After this short break, we will hear about how basketball star phenom Caitlin Clark's popularity is affecting women's basketball.
And we'll check in on an Earth Day celebration here in Orange County. Stay tuned.
You'll be the first, mija.
I got in. Dad, I got in.
You should know this one. Who knows it?
So how's it going in school?
Finish those before you go.
Management function that seeks to develop mutually beneficial relationships with all of our audience.
Hey, do you know what this word means? Empowerment? Authority or power given to someone to do something. E M P O W E R M E N T. T. Empowerment.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
Kevin, I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Over the past month, women's college basketball has soared in popularity thanks to 5 college athletes. Ty Therian has the story right here.
Recovered by Gabby Marshall. Here comes Clark. How will she go for history?
Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Buchers, Juju Watkins, and Camila Cardoso have brought in millions of new fans to women's basketball.
$200 for a ticket for that's ridiculous. NBA tickets, I understand it being more than that, like 200, but for WNBA to be over 200 is ridiculous.
The recent WNBA draft received the highest ratings ever, with over 2 million viewers who watched Caitlin Clark get drafted by the Indiana Fever.
With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Beat the previous WNBA draft record by over 1.5 million viewers. The sudden increase in popularity has exposed the massive wage gap between NBA and WNBA players. Caitlin Clark was picked number 1 overall and will receive $338,000 over the next 4 years. Meanwhile, in the NBA, their former first overall draft pick, Victor Wembanyama, will get $55 million over the span of 4 years. Despite being stiffed by the WNBA, Caitlin Clark is still making a splash off the court with endorsement deals from State Farm, Nike, and Gatorade. Caitlin Clark recently signed an 8-year deal with Nike worth around $28 million. She will also be getting her own signature shoe as part of the deal, making her the 4th WNBA player ever to do so.
She's making her own path. She got a $28 million deal with Nike right now, so she'll figure out a way to make her own money.
WNBA players have been advocating for a better pay for a long time, not expecting as much as NBA players, they just want what they deserve. With all the superstars now entering the WNBA, it's up to the marketers in the league to promote their stars and teams. Reporting for OC News, I'm Ty Therian.
With spring semester coming to an end, let's go to Kyle Hanks with updates on how our CSUF teams are doing.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kyle Hankins. The campus is buzzing with spring sports. That means it's time for some Titan sports. This weekend, our Cal State Fullerton softball team played UC Santa Barbara in a 3-game series. The Titans will come out of this winning 2-1, dropping their final game, bringing their Big West standings to 15-3 and overall standings to 29-15, moving their national ranking to number 77 as they are the highest ranked team in the Big West. On another note, let's congratulate Fullerton pitcher Haley Rainey on receiving her second Big West Pitcher of the Week this season after throwing her second no-hitter of the season against UC Santa Barbara. Next, checking on our women's tennis team, they're on their way to the promised land. Cal State Fullerton's women's tennis team defeated UC Irvine 6-1 this weekend, improving their overall record to 15-8 and 5-4 in Big West matchups. The Titans are currently heading to the Big West Championships as they are playing very hot, winning 6 of their last 7 games, including a 3-game win streak. I would also like to shout out Natalie Duffy, who is the only senior on the Fullerton's women's tennis team. On the season, Duffy has a 13-6 record in singles matches and 2-0 in doubles. Let's talk about some golf, as Fullerton has a talented athlete to celebrate. I also want to give congratulations to Davina Zahn on being named Big West Women's Golfer of the Year. Zahn was the 3rd Titan to win this award as she finished the season top 10 in each of the Titans' last 10 tournaments. She also took first place in the Rainbow Wahine Invitational and would also make program history with an average score of 71.43. That's all I have for you in Fullerton Sports World. I'm Kyle Hankins. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Kyle. Earth Day is becoming more and more important for our planet. This past weekend, reporter Roberto Ortega had the chance to check an Earth Day event here in Orange County.
This past weekend at Margio Rice Park held an event commemorating Earth Day. Multiple programs showed up to this community gathering while offering amusing activities. Orange County residents have displayed their appreciation and showed support to this rare event at their neighborhood's local park.
Oh my gosh, you brighten my day so much. I really feel like it's the Earth Day birthday. Yeah? Because everybody says hello, especially when we have the dog. Yeah, we had a really great time.
Programs like Clean California and Midway City Sanitary District made an appearance at the event. However, the Home Depot workshop caught the kids' attention. They offered a make-your-own pot holder. Kids were dressed up as Home Depot workers and showed their carpenter skills.
To see the smile on the kids kind of really makes it kind of worth it. Mainly it shows that we care. It shows that we care about the community. I actually grew up in Westminster, moved out to Anaheim, and then kind of came back. So I see these changes and I'm like, okay, we are doing something for the kids and changing the community and the looks of the city.
Coming to Margio Rice Park has given me the opportunity to fulfill my childhood tendencies, to put on this apron, write my name on it with the happy face, and to build a chair-like pothole just like this in celebration of Earth Day. But not only did it fulfill my needs, it also fulfilled the needs of these programs right in this very park. To have the opportunity to tell the community what is their responsibility to do in order to keep California and the county safe, clean, and of course, beautiful.
This has been a great opportunity for us to engage the community and the residents of Westminster. Cleaning up, keeping our state clean is not only the responsibility of Caltrans employees, but it's each of our responsibility.
Don't forget to support Earth's birthday. Check out Caltrans and see how you can make a change in your community. My name is Roberto Ortega, and this is OC News.
Thank you for joining us on OC News. Our next newscast comes to you in just a few minutes.
And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page at Titan TV CSUF. From all of us here at OC News, have a stupendous evening.